If you're watching this, maybe you are looking at starting a new life in Saudi Arabia. Maybe there's a job there and you're making the move already, or maybe you're exploring opportunities of moving here and finding work. I'm an online fitness coach, and one of the unforeseen outcomes of starting this channel actually was the expats moving here. They either wanted to start a new chapter in their fitness journey, or they wanted to carry on what they were doing back home and didn't really know the lay of the land here. And so many people have actually asked for my help in that respect. So I thought I would do a video which kind of gives you a bit of an understanding of the lifestyle. The second video is going to be about the training options, and then the third is going to be about the nutrition sort of aspects here, because it's all very different, no doubt, from what you're used to. Moving in itself is a very daunting and challenging prospect, right? It's quite nerve-wracking in some sort of ways. You've got your routine, you've got how you like things, and now you're going straight into the unknown. And a whole extra challenge is, how are you gonna marry up what you were doing in terms of your fitness to this whole new lifestyle that you don't really know much about at the moment? And so my advice to you is, before you move, have a plan. Like with everything, have a plan. I've seen so many expats come here, and it's been a total golden opportunity for them to essentially like start fresh, right? There's no alcohol, so that goes, which means then you've got more time back. You're feeling fresh all through the week. You're not having hangovers at the weekend. And so you've got this opportunity where you can dial in your nutrition. You're not sort of tempted by the alcohol and then everything that comes with it. And you can just focus on probably what has been quite elusive for you in the past in terms of getting into fantastic shape, or something that you've really wanted to achieve in terms of your health and fitness before. And so this really is, it's a golden opportunity. It's a new chapter in your life, and it's one that you can really make the most of. And one of the things that I've found incredibly useful for expats moving over is to start before they move. So at least you understand what it is you're doing, and then that transition period of coming here is all the more easy. And the purpose of this video really is to give you an insight into how you can set things up when you are here, what you can expect, what challenges you're going to face, because once you understand the problems, the challenges, the struggles, it's much easier to address those in your mind or prepare yourself before you come. Because I'm just going to put it out there, everything is different in some way, shape or form. The lifestyle, the facilities, the nutrition options, everything is different. Kind of daunting, but also makes for a great opportunity to start from scratch if that is something that you're wanting to do. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the lifestyle, okay? There are 6 key factors that are going to affect your lifestyle: the inactivity, the weather, convenience, travel, boozing, and work. Some of these work in your favor, some of them don't. And so first up, we have inactivity. Maybe unsurprisingly, life here is so much more sedentary. Well, especially for me, coming from London, where you're moving around, you're commuting, you're walking every day, you know, to and from home, to and from the train station, etc. So life here generally cuts that in half, if not by more. But of course, it depends on the job that you have, right? If you're desk bound or in an office, then your movement is going to plummet. And so really you need to make a conscious effort to move. And to give you an idea, like in London, you know, on a usual typical day, without even trying, you know, I would be up at like 20,000 steps, right? Here, I'm looking at about 3,000 to 4,000. And that's like just going about my day, you know, doing my thing. That's without even pushing it. And to be honest, like I've worked with clients who would literally be getting 1,500 to 2,000 steps a day. So to put that in context, 10 minutes is about 1,000 steps of walking, right? 10 minutes of walking is 1,000 steps. So 2,000 steps is about 20 minutes of walking. Through the entire day, you can probably see things aren't great there. So the important thing to know here, this massive decline in terms of movement means a massive decline in terms of energy expenditure or calorie expenditure, how many calories you're burning through the day. Alongside this huge decrease in calorie expenditure or calories burned through the day, we see a huge increase in terms of calorie consumption. And this is from the highly palatable foods, it's from the takeaways, it's from the convenience, but we're gonna touch on that more in a moment. And this may seem like a joke to you, but it leads to something which is known as the expat 5, right? Which is within the first 6 months of moving here, people generally will put on about 5 kilos of body weight, and that is not good body weight generally. Next up, we have the weather. And depending where you are in the kingdom, the seasons are going to have a significant effect and impact on you. Generally, as you would expect, unsurprisingly, it is just too damn hot. In the summer, Riyadh is crazy dry, crazy hot. In Jeddah in the summer, it is crazy hot and crazy humid. And so going outside, super, super unpleasant. And therefore, people just tend to stay indoors. They don't go outside. They enjoy the AC and just enjoy that comfort, right? And so adding to this issue, right, there are less activities, less facilities for you to get out and move. So for example, I've got some clients who love running. In the summer, they will have to literally start running at about 5 or 6 in the morning. And even then, it can get too hot. There's also been a boom in paddle here. So there's lots and lots of paddle courts springing up. So at least, again, this gives an outlet or a place for people to come together and sort of, exercise and have a bit of calorie expenditure through that. But other than your standard gyms, there's not really much else that you can make the most of here. And so this means you need to make a conscious, considered effort on what it is you're going to do, because otherwise you're going to be sedentary, you're going to not be moving, you're not going to be expending many calories through the day, you're probably going to be eating more food or higher calorie food, which means hello to the expat 5. Or depending who you are, sometimes people just like beast it out, they'll go out for a midday walk, nearing heat stroke maybe, but there's a certain discipline and willpower to that as well. And so outside of summer, there are some really nice places to walk, right? In Jeddah, there is the Corniche, so you've got the sea, you've got the sunset, that kind of stuff. In Riyadh, they're obviously opening various different places like Sports City, Sports Park, and so on, which will kind of have these huge expanses of places to do activities and so on. So stuff is available, stuff is coming, but to be honest, in the summer, like if you go to the mall on a Friday, you'll just see people walking because air conditioned, nice, but the allure of retail therapy there, I think may prove challenging too. Now, next up, we have the gift and we have the curse of convenience. And life can really be set up to maximize for convenience, right? Which makes your life easier, which is lovely, right? You sometimes literally do not even need to lift a finger. You're literally just pressing order, deliver now, whatever it is on your phone. So if you're someone who's already lazy, like this could be a huge nail in the coffin for you. You can get everything pretty much delivered at all times. And personally speaking, and also I know this of other people, like people will not leave the home over the weekend, right? They work hard during the week. Friday, Saturday comes round. They do not leave. They do not go to a cafe. They do not go to a restaurant. They do not go to the gym, anything. They just order stuff in, right? Takeaways, breakfast, dinner, whatever. And they will literally stay at home all day. So again, you can see how that calorie expenditure and calorie consumption affect each other. And to be honest, you don't even really need to clean, right? If you have a cleaner or a maid or whatever it is, you don't even need to do that. Maybe you'll have a driver and so on. So again, you don't even need to, think about driving, just convenience all the way. So yes, life can be easier, it can be stress-free, kind of, but it can make you lazy okay? And if you don't try to actively escape the pool of laziness, then you will be the next victim of the expat 5. And so being aware of this is one of the most important things because again, once you're aware of something, you can plan for it rather than being 3 months down the line thinking, shit, I'm kind of in this routine, I'm in this sort of series of bad habits, which obviously aren't helping anything. Now, the potential struggles of simply getting around. If you don't have a car or a driver, you're gonna have to rely on Uber, Careem, Jenny, whatever it is, a taxi app. These aren't bad per se. The problem comes into if you are trying to stick to some sort of, healthy eating or gym routine or whatever it is, you are gonna have to rely on taxi rides to get you to and from where it is you need to go, which again is just another barrier for you to potentially come up against and fall short of. It's not impossible by any means. I did it for the first year and a half before I had a car here, but it just requires that extra push, that extra willpower to do these things. No one likes going to the grocery store, coming out with your 10 bags, one journey, waiting for the Uber, putting them in the Uber, getting home, carrying up the stairs, all that kind of shit. So it is a struggle, but it's worth it. And so the other option for you really is to look at a compound or apartment which has a gym. That'll make your life so much easier, for example. Now, let's be honest about alcohol. Back in the UK, I always found that alcohol was one of the biggest things that would kill a client's progress. Easy. Whether it's the extra calories from their wine, their beer, whatever it is, or whether it's from the kebab at the end of the night, or the binging from the fridge, or the next day where you're hungover feeling like, awful, and then, that affects decisions. You don't move, you eat shit, and so on. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, Saudi, obviously there's no alcohol here. So that totally eliminates a potential disruptor or killer to your progress. So this means when you're in Saudi, you can be locked into what it is you're doing, locked into your goal. And then obviously maybe you go to Dubai, maybe you go on holiday, and you can enjoy yourself from there. But when you're here, you can be laser focused on the task at hand. And so if you think about it in the long term, right, think 3 months time. Instead of getting pissed every single weekend and having 2 days which are affected by your drinking, that's scrapped, right? So you can have 6, 7 days a week of solid, consistent effort. You magnify that over 2, 3, 4 months. That is a huge amount of progress that is not killed from simply just boozing on the weekend or on a Thursday night or something. And this is what I mean about maximizing the opportunity that you have here. It is a golden opportunity, and simply by removing these distractions, you have the power, you have the opportunity, you have this, this chance that other people don't really get to maximize and become, who it is you want to become, both professionally, maybe with your family, personally, health and fitness. All of these things is possible to achieve. And lastly, if relevant, work trips. Again, a potential huge disruptor for people. Whether it's a day or two, whether it's a trip to and from Riyadh in a day, or Jeddah or Dubai or whatever it might be, this is the thing that is going to derail your progress, or has the potential rather to derail your progress. Obviously it depends on what kind of job you have and how your planning skills are, right? Because if you're aware that you're going to be traveling a lot, then you just need to be better at planning, scenario planning, and prepping and scheduling things so that you make the most of the time that you have when you're settled versus the time that you have away. And to be honest, a lot of the time, work will put you up in hotels, nice hotels with gyms and all this kind of stuff. So it is possible, and I work with many clients on this basis, to really continue the progress, whatever that might be for you, whilst you are away. So I hope that gives you like a really good insight into what your potential lifestyle could be like here. The challenges, the struggles, the opportunities. Because really it's been amazing being able to share my experiences here, and the amount of people I've actually met from YouTube here in Jeddah after they've made the move has been like amazing. I had no idea like this kind of stuff would have that impact. So please do reach out, and if this is something that you want to get into, if this is an opportunity that you want to seize and maximize, what you're doing when you come to here in terms of your health and your fitness, then again, please reach out. Subscribe to this because I'm going to be sharing more videos, and then also just ping me on Instagram. There'll be a sort of consult link in the description below as well if you wanted to sort of make a move on this and start making some steady progress right away. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and if there is anything also that you would like me to cover in additional videos, then just shout.